October. Christine, thanks for joining me. It's October Cyber Awareness Month.
It is big month.
I know.
Exciting.
It is a big month. And what better way to kick it off than to have some spooky stories to share about recent breaches and how APIs are getting exploited and all kinds of good stuff. As always, hey, Ivan, welcome. Roxana, Atlas Stark. Oh, man, we got an awesome crowd here today. As always, say hi. Let us know where you're joining us from. All these starbursts going on. Are we doing that?
No, people are clicking on the
Oh,
screen.
I love it. Good.
It's a very festive Cyber October, right?
People are excited for Cyber Awareness Month. What can I
Okay,
tell
I'm
you?
gonna have to turn it off.
I think we've made it even worse now.
Yeah, everybody get your confetti in now.
Yeah,
We'll
exactly.
turn it off before we get into the scary stories.
Yeah, and so today we're going through, we do this every few months, and given the pace of API breaches, my God, we could do these every week or every few days even. So there's a lot of stories here to share today on how attackers are exploiting APIs, what they're doing with it. But we are kicking off October Cybersecurity Awareness Month, and Christine, you're a big horror movie fan, so you went a little crazy here with October. What do we got
We did.
planned?
So we have OWASP October, which is an entire series. We're doing it a little bit different this month. These will be different breaches, by the way, than what Dan's covering today. But we have OWASP October every Tuesday and Thursday for the whole month, plus the first 2 weeks of November, because we couldn't cram all 10 into 1 month. We're going to do these mini sessions, half an hour, rapid fire. We'll start with a spooky story of a real world breach. And then we'll do a live hands-on hacking lab, right? Talking about that specific OWASP. So we're kicking it off with the biggie, Bola, OWASP #1. Our mascot, our villain for OWASP #1 is Freddy Krueger. So we're doing the shared nightmare. Yeah, it'll be really fun. We hope you guys can join us. And the cool thing about this, so the scrolling across the top of the screen is the link to register. I will also drop it in the chat in just a second. But the cool thing about this series is when you register for the first one, you have I think it's on by default, but you have the option, it'll just register you for all of them. Make it. If you can't make it, you'll get a link to the replay as long as you're registered. So yeah, we're super excited. We love to have fun with October every year, and this is our October this year. So hopefully you can all join us. Oh, and we'll have a special guest speaker each week. So
Yeah.
no hints, but we'll have someone fun on for next Tuesday. That's our first one on the 7th.
Yeah, absolutely, folks. You can tell Christine's been having fun with this. We all do, but it is a great way to really dive deep. We tend to gloss, we go through OWASP 1 and 2 in a few seconds or minutes, but here we're just going to dive deep each time on a specific one. Sign up and be part of October of OWASP. All right, so let's dive into, we're going to have some cool stuff to show, by the way, at the end of the session. I'll just maybe give you do I have a little sneak peek I can give you? Here, I'm going to give a little sneak peek here. So at the end of the session, we're going to do a demo of our newest cool tool, widget, whatever you want to call it. It's called Bolt, and you'll be able to sign up for it. So you want to stick around. Don't want to miss out. All right, so let's go ahead and start sharing spooky stories of API breaches here. First one that I want to share here, and by the way, everyone, these sessions are made really more interesting by the interaction that we have from you. Christine, help me keep an eye on the chat here. I saw Teresa a second ago. I know you're going to have some interesting comments, Roger, and everyone else who's here. Oh, we got Jesse in the house too. I know you can't join us live, but thanks for being here. All right, let's talk breaches. This one they're all shocking in their own way. And again, we're not trying to embarrass companies. We want you to see how APIs get exploited out there in the real world, right? And so first one is FlowWise AI. I'm not actually even sure what they do, but this one, it was an ability to take over someone's account, right? And basically you could go to their website and do a password reset request, right? So you'd have to know the email address of another user on the FlowWise website, right? But here's the thing, right? When you hit that request, if you actually analyze the API calls in that request, it wouldn't just say, go check your email. It would actually respond with the temporary token in the API request itself. So I could just say, hey, let me reset Christine's account here. And it wouldn't just send a token to Christine's email address. It would actually send a token right back to me in that same API call, right? Which of course I could then just go and use that token, go to the /API/v1/account/reset password. And guess what? Now I'm in Christine's account.
Yeah, they
So
made it even easier than Instagram.
yeah, Instagram was a lot harder, right? So
Yeah.
you set a new password, and now I got so this was up there, CVSS 9.8. So yeah, that's FlowWise. All right. So don't send tokens in the password reset response. That's malicious user friendly. Yeah, that's about as user friendly as you get, Iwan. All right.
Yeah.
All right. This one's probably got a bigger impact, right? Microsoft Entra ID. I guess that's what they used to call Azure Active Directory or Azure AD. This one was pretty significant. And by the way, all of these breaches that we're talking to you about, they all happened in the last 2 months, right? So we didn't have to like go back over the whole year, right? In fact, we used to have to do that. Now it's like we literally could do these all the time. All right, here's how this one works, right? So you got a tenant on Microsoft Entra ID or Azure AD. And so you go into your own account and you obtain an actor token, right? And for folks on the call, you probably know better what this is. I'd love for you to chime in and explain. But what I understand is an actor token is a token that lets you impersonate another role in your tenant, right? There's a good valid reason for that to exist, right? Maybe I'm an admin. I want to create an actor token so I can act on behalf of Christine or something like that. But here's the thing is that token, right? The Microsoft Entra Legacy Graph API doesn't validate the token's origin. Okay, so it doesn't say like, all right, this token belongs to Dan's Entra tenant. It just here's an actor token. And I could use that token to go into another tenant and impersonate users in that tenant, right? And from there, I could just say, all right, I'm going to use this actor token to be the admin in this other tenant on Microsoft Entra ID, right? I could create accounts, assign roles, reset credentials, all of that, bypassing MFA because I'm using this actor token, right? So to me, I'm actually curious what folks think where this lands, but I'm actually using a valid token in my tenant to then access another tenant and have basically full admin rights in it. Pretty serious one, and I think they fixed it. This is long since fixed. But yeah, I mean, I guess the key issue here, the key flaw is not validating the origin of that token and restricting its validity to only within that tenant. And yes, Venkata, Entra ID is what they used to call Azure AD, apparently.
Yep. Yeah.
All right, what else we got in here? AI accelerates
So
vulnerability.
one cool thing for everyone who hasn't signed up for it yet, or if you're not using it yet, I just popped up to the top of the screen our AppSec U GPT. This is such a great resource, especially for understanding these breaches. Every time we hear about one comes up in our RSS feed, I go pop it into the AU GPT and have it help me dissect exactly what happened. How did it happen? It's super valuable. So
yeah, we'll
definitely.
give a little mini demo of that too. But thanks for
Oh, cool.
sharing that. The AppSec U GPT is killer. The way I prepared for this session was to go take these articles that you see here and throw them into AppSec U GPT. It's amazing, right? The results that we get. Patty, I love that you're here, and your comment's really good. AI accelerates vulnerabilities found / exploited for sure, but also I have no doubt this is partially due to legacy workflows that Active Directory had that were imported into Entra, right? And if I understand your comment, Patty, and please clarify, this is just some old logic, right, that got pulled over into an update or an upgraded version of this new service and just got lost in the mix. And no one ever thought about how that token is controlled or restricted. And it just goes back to like why it's so critical to run these automated test scenarios, to look at those roles and those tokens and to see what kind of span of access they've got. Because you can imagine a platform as complex as Active Directory. My God, how many millions of lines of code are in there, right? Like, it's no wonder these kinds of things sneak in. These are some awesome comments in here. Let's keep going. And Christine, let me know if there's some good ones that we should
Yep.
follow
Yeah,
up
I'm
on.
watching them.
All right, on. All right, here's OneLogin. Okay, OneLogin. This dude, Tal Kimi, did an incredible discovery here. So OneLogin, many secrets. So what happened here? Okay, I have to even refresh my own memory. There's so many examples to keep track of. All right, so you authenticate into OneLogin through the API. That's what you see your step one at the top, right? Here's this curl command. They redacted their tenant info and their app client ID, right? So you log in. Okay, next step is you use the token or you request an access token via OAuth, right? So you go to this /API/2/apps and you request this access token. Okay, so far so good, right? Nothing really too impressive here, right? But in the response to this request, you get this client secret, right? So it doesn't just give you the token, but it actually returns to you the client secret. And I think the way this one works is you first have to have access to somebody's OneLogin, right? So that's right. That's not something public, right? But if somebody has a compromised OneLogin account, you can now do this, and you can now access this token. And now you can call /API/2/apps to list all of the apps, use that secret, and impersonate them in all of those apps, right? I think if I understand this one correctly, and folks add your 2 cents in here because sometimes these get a little complex. The issue is revealing the client secret in that API response, right? And that API secret could then be used to access other applications, other functionality here within OneLogin. Okay.
Yeah. So essentially, once they get that token, that authenticated identity, they could get access to whatever all the application services, resources that identity had access to, correct?
Yeah, I think you're right, Christine. That's the idea, folks. But add your commentary if you can dissect this one even better than I understand it. Raj, I knew I could count on you. Posting the password on the client bad. I think OneLogin API leak secrets is OWASP Opla. Yep, excess data exposure. Yeah, I can see that, Miss Sumbly. All right, we got more to go through. I don't know. We've got 3 or 4 more to go through. So let's keep going. This one is pretty, yeah, Ryan, they should take some AppSecU courses. Yeah. All right. SwissBorg. I'm not a crypto guy, but I guess SwissBorg is a crypto platform. And oh man, hold on. Here we go. I messed up the animation there. All right. So SwissBorg is a crypto platform and they use Kiln, a third party, to do staking. All right. I don't know what any of that stuff means. So I had to chat GPT it. Solana is a type of crypto like Bitcoin or Ethereum. And staking, I guess, is a way to like hold. Maybe someone knows on this call like what staking means, but it's a kind of a way to control that element on the blockchain. Say this belongs to me, I own it, I have the permissions to it, I have the authorization rights to it. And SwissBorg had this thing where you could basically earn interest on your Solana holdings, but they would rely on Kiln to stake your holdings, own it, control it, manage it. These crypto permissions. Let me just see. Is somebody, Walt, allow them to hold your crypto and get interest. Thank you, Walt. There you go. You summarize it much better. All right. So you buy some Solana on the SwissBorg platform. You want to earn interest on it. They hand it over to Kiln and they stake it. They hold it and it earns interest. Okay. So Kiln, so this is like OWASP number 10, right? Insecure or unsecure third party. I can't remember what the actual name is, but it's basically third party API risk. Okay. So there's an API on the Kiln side that was exploited, right? Some unauthorized access to the Kiln API. And the attacker was able to then use that API to reassign that staked Solana and then trigger withdrawals and basically say, all right, this Solana crypto that is being staked here, it now belongs to me and I'm going to do withdrawals. I'm going to sell it. And here's the result. They withdrew 192,600 of Solana worth about $41 million. And they withdrew it, right? Gave it to themselves. Massive financial impact. SwissBorg had to basically step in and say, hey, everyone that lost their Solana, that's on us. We're going to cover you. So out of their own bank account, they had to fund $41 million. probably repurchase all that Solana, give it back to those users. Kiln ended up exiting the Ethereum validation business. I'm not exactly sure why a Solana thing ended up causing them to exit the business on Ethereum. Maybe some of you guys know. Thank you, Christine. Unsafe consumption. We got to work that into the new update for AppySec fundamentals come January. But
and
yeah,
this one makes Coinbase look like monopoly money. 41
well,
million.
it does. And Coinbase was
A
a researcher, right?
Yes.
White heck. These folks, they pocketed $41 million out of this thing. API breach. I'm like, man, just goes to show what you can do with APIs. Definitely motivating, at least. Yeah, hopefully in the right way. Okay, this one is kind of interesting. I'm not sure which one I would categorize this. So this is Milesight. Apparently, they're a maker of industrial cellular routers, right? So I'm not sure what the applications are, but I imagine it's IoT. Maybe you have power plants out in the desert and you need to be able to send commands to it and things like that. And so they have these devices that you deploy into your factories or plants or wherever you need them that have built-in SIMs, and they can send and receive SMS requests through those SIMs, right? And there's an endpoint slash CGI that exposes this SMS functionality. The endpoint could be, I think it was pretty much unsecured, accessible, it was publicly visible, that's for sure. And so you could access this CGI endpoint and start sending SMS messages on your own, right? And here you can see an example of this, right? So post to slash CGI, you can see here the destination +32 redacted. So they're basically crafting an SMS request here that they're going to send via these Milesight cellular routers. So it's just a way, it's like a distribution point for spam text messages, spam, whatever you want to send, all through these unknowing users of the Milesight cellular routers, right? So these, they probably never thought anyone was going to try to abuse these things, I would suppose. But turns out you could actually use that to become a distribution point for spam SMSs. All right. Let's see if folks have any comments on that. All right, next one that I want to share with you all. And all right, this is actually my last one here, but there's a lot to this one. I guess it's Pudu. They are a firm that makes these robots, right? One's called BellaBot. You know what I'm talking about, Christine?
I do. Yeah, I read about this one. This is a good one.
So have you ever been to a restaurant where like they have those robots that come and bring your food to you, things like that? They're very cheerful.
I have been. There's a couple here in Denver that have, yeah.
Typically like sushi places.
Yes.
And so they're super cool. My kids love them. They also make industrial robots for hospitals that will like clean up rooms in sensitive areas, and they do lots of things, honestly. And so Bob the hacker hacked it, and let's walk through what they were able to do. Here they were able to access, hopefully you can see this all right, but look at the very top, this post, right? So in this case, they were able to access pretty much these APIs willy-nilly, right? In this case, they were able to send a request to update the nickname of a particular robot. So I guess every robot has a nickname. And as you can see here, they sent that, I guess the target is the MAC address of the robot. In this case, they're updating the nickname parameter, and they can send it. They get a 200 success. Okay, there you go. Yeah. Can we hack it? Yes, we can. I knew I could count on you, Jesse. All right. So that's all right. That's fun and cute, right? But how about this, right? So now I could go to another API endpoint and hit v1/base/robot list, right? And this would list stores robots globally by store ID, right? So in this case, they're doing a request for robots at shop ID 503350000. And it looks like they have 2 robots, right? And they don't have very interesting names. They just use their MAC address. Okay, so now I know all the robots that are running at this hospital, right? Or in this restaurant or whatever it might be. Okay. What else could they do? So now they could actually call up the robot's history, right? And this endpoint accepted, looks like up to 20,000 different store IDs, right? So presumably they're client IDs. And so now I can see all the things that are going on with the robots at a given location, right? So here the shop ID is 503350000, right? And on the right, you can see the response, right? So they have a device name queuing, or no, that's the status. What's the device name? Looks like they don't have the name in there, but nevertheless, this would return all of the devices at the different locations and all the things they've been up to. Okay. All right. So far, like a lot of info, right? But nothing too malicious. But how about this? Right now, I can actually send commands to the robots and tell them what to do. Right. So I can create a command here. And it looks like if I look at this carefully, right? So we have the device name, robot info, their MAC address, their nickname, right? And I guess maybe this point forward underscore GI, maybe that's the command or that's the instruction for what to tell it to do. Right. And it turns out you could basically tell these robots to do anything. You could do a denial of service attack, right? You just shut them all down or make them all crash into each other or stop cleaning the OR room after a surgery or anything, really. So now you've pretty much got full control over these devices. And if you read the blog, and if folks are interested, I think on the first slide, I actually had here we go. You can go find it here. There's the bobthehacker.com. I'm sure you can find it pretty easily. This is just from August 29th, barely a month ago. He also explains how he notified this company, Pudu, right? And when you read it, it's actually like that he got no response. He then sent emails to more people over there. He ended up copied 50 different people over at the company, still no responses. So eventually what he did was he contacted their customers and started saying, hey, listen, I can't get any answer from these folks. You should know I was able to hack these. I could hack your robots. I'm not gonna, but you should know about it. And within 2 days, he did hear back from Pudu, and they have fixed this thing. They issued and actually Bob the Hacker added a sort of an addendum at the bottom of his message. He said, listen, you know what? It turns out they were taking it seriously. They were responding to it. They just weren't responding to him. They were working on a fix and things like that. So he actually says they did a pretty decent job of reacting to it. I do believe that you can't just leave the person in the dark, right? In this case, Bob the Hacker actually published a pretty scathing blog about it and said, listen, these guys never answered. I contacted their customers. Like all of these things could have been avoided had they actually responded to his initial outreach. Said, listen, this is what we found. From ASD, can that robot be controlled from anywhere? Yeah, indeed you can. Bob the Hacker had no on-site access. This was all done remotely. And indeed, this is like most API attacks. You don't need to physically be there. You can just simply discover these APIs, start trying different things, and there you go. And indeed, sorry, Christine?
Just Jesse's comment. He said, it's crazy the lengths companies will go to in order to ignore security and then have the audacity to be upset when they get called out on it.
Yeah, I don't know if they were upset or not, but it does sound a little odd that he got no response and then suddenly clients are getting notified and then he gets a response and now it's fixed, right? Seems to me like, I don't know, maybe that's when they did take it seriously. And by the way, it probably wasn't even that hard of a fix. Like most API flaws, add some authorization guardrails, right? Make sure that only authenticated users can access this API and only for their tenant and things like that. OWASP 1 and 2, right? Pretty much dominate how APIs get breached out there. All right. So he have that one robot and doing testing on it. I guess so. I don't know how he actually discovered it. But discovering APIs is not that hard, right?
Nope.
And so let's actually show you how easy it actually is. So we have this thing that we have just launched in beta. It's called Bolt. I didn't come up with that name, but I love it. It's super cool. And you ever go to a site and you want to find the APIs, or maybe you're a red teamer or you're a pen tester and someone's giving you a site, they want you to do some tests. So I'm actually going to go live here. Jesse, you love Bolt. Hey, and folks, you can sign up for the Bolt beta. The thing is, if you sign up for Bolt beta, you're going to find rough edges. Expect that. But we want your feedback, right? We want to make it better. Okay. So that's the deal here. You sign up for Bolt beta, you give us your feedback, right? Good, bad, ugly, all of that, right? That's what we want. Let me go real time here. Let's bring it up to the screen.
I'm with you, Jesse. This thing's pretty slick. I love it.
All right. I have to switch views here, folks. Okay. I'm not picking on Ford. I love Ford. They're an amazing company. They do really outstanding cyber work, honestly. But I just want to use this as an example, right? So Bolt is a Chrome extension. And you can see it up here, both by AXA, by AppySec, and here you go, right? All right, I'm on the Ford homepage. They got this cool video and stuff like that. There are two modes here, really. So let's just focus on traffic mode for the moment, right? You need to give it a base URL. It just takes what you've got. I actually like to remove the www because this is basically filtering the traffic that it's going to watch from your browser and look for API calls, right? So I want to get anything here, not just www, but API.forward or anything else. And I'm just going to go ahead and start. Okay, now right away, I'm in this sort of raw mode. I haven't even clicked on anything, and it's starting to see these events that are happening on my device. And I don't even know what these are. It actually makes me want to go like check out my computer and be like, why am I don't even know what's this launch darkly open X. I don't know. Maybe there's some nasty stuff on my computer, or maybe that's just normal computer behavior. But this has nothing to do with Ford. So now I'm just going to filter on Ford. Okay, so base URL only. You see dynatrace.forward, www.forward, api.mss.forward, right? But a lot of this stuff is going to be noisy stuff too, right? There's going to be, you see all these videos and things like that, right? So I don't want that. I want like actual API calls. So now we have this, now we're applying some intelligence to the traffic to look for actual API calls. And frankly, we're still seeing shared videos. So I think that's like an area we can tighten this, right? Because that's probably not really of interest here. And so let's poke around, right? So I'm going to come in here and let's say I'm going to sign in, right? And I'm going to sign in with my Dan at AppySec account. And boom, there's the login.forward.com. And actually, I can click on this and it will show you all kinds of stuff, right? And probably including my password, which is, I don't own a Ford, so it's not going to get you very far. But yeah, there it is. Now, maybe now you can buy a Ford on my behalf, but you're going to have to put your own credit card in there. But yeah, I don't know. Let's see what else we can do in here. Let's go shop, right? Let's go build in price. All right, maybe I want to get an electric vehicle, right? And I don't know, Mustang Mach-E, that looks pretty awesome. Those things are badass, right? And I don't know, let us find one for you. And as you see, as I'm going along, it's just finding these things. Get an internet price. Okay, sure. I'm sure I'm going to get spammed like crazy by clicking on this, but all right. Anyway, you guys get the idea. I don't want to get spammed. I do love these vehicles, but buy one for Christine. Here, Barry, I would like a new truck to tow my tap. All right, there you go. All right, so all we've been doing is just poking around here, right? And we can expand this thing out. And you can see we found 46 endpoints, 108 parameters, right? You could see that this make, all right, it's used in 8 endpoints, and I can see all those endpoints here, right? There's just a lot of like interactivity here with this thing, right? Let's come back to those endpoints. I don't know. Let's just take a look at one of these things, right? I can see some tokens, some sample URLs, right? Code examples, the response codes, right? All right. I'm loving these comments in here, right? How to get the extension for Chrome. Is it on the store? It's not yet in the store. All right. We will get it there. It's in beta. We don't want to put it on the store just yet. So the way we will distribute this to you, Christine, I just did it for you. Walk us through the process.
Yeah, it's actually super simple. We will give you, what was it? You gave me the
zip
package.
file.
Yeah, you gave me the zip file. So we'll send you the zip file and you go into developer mode in Chrome and you add the zip file and then you pin it to your toolbar and you're
here,
off
I'm
and
going to
running.
show you. You just go to the little,
it was super simple.
The extensions, little like puzzle piece, right? And go to manage extensions. And here, let me make this. The main thing is you have to be in developer mode, right? So make sure that's turned on. Then you click on load unpacked, and then you just load you point it at the folder that you've just unzipped, and there you go. You've got it. It's really just that simple. Now, okay, great. So now we've got all this stuff, right? So I'm going to hit stop, right? And now it's going to let me, maybe I want to look for all the post methods, right? Or I want to look at successes, right? And I can search, right? Maybe I want to see all those video ones. There you go. So it's got some nice interactivity, but this is the coolest thing. It will actually spit out. And yeah, indeed, Peter. So you're gonna have to trust us, right? Malware. We could be sending you malware. We are not sending you malware. if you want to wait till this is in the Chrome store where it gets validated by Google, I would totally understand that and appreciate that. If you trust me, we're not going to send you malware. It's not at all in our interest to do that. We're a business. We want to have a good reputation. Okay.
And this, by the way, this is not something that you can just sign up and get the download. Dan or I have to review, know that you're a real person, and we'll share it with you.
Indeed. And it's a great point. And Felipe, can endpoints be exported to Swagger? You're a great setup man. In fact, will it be shared on Discord since it's not on the Chrome store? We can share the link to sign up for the beta. We should definitely do that, Jazzy.
Yeah.
But, all right. So to your question, Felipe, you can hit this OAS button, right? And that has just downloaded an OAS to my computer. And I'm just going to show it to you. And there you go, right? Here we got an OAS. Now, it's going to not be perfect, right? But it's got all of the stuff that you would expect here. I don't know. What does pretty print do? It doesn't do anything. Oh, it does do. All right, there you go. So great. Now, the thing that I like to do is take that and come over to AppSec GPT. All right, so let me get this out of the way here. And I'm just going to load that in here. And I'm going to say, check out this Swagger and let me know what you think. Boom. And so we're using the Corey developed AppSec GPT. And here you go. And what's really cool is it can actually improve on the quality of this thing, right? So for example, it might find evidence of parameters and will then format them properly for you. So at the end of this whole thing, you can actually have it create a brand new refined, and I actually want to incorporate this into Bolt directly. So you don't even have to like make this request, make this just a built-in feature and function. And then of course, the next thing is you can load that into AppSec, right? So this is our tool. If you haven't tried it out, go to appsec.ai. And in this case, I'm just going to load an API spec. I'm going to drag that spec that we just created in here. Let's just call this a breach webinar. I don't know, it's a Bolt demo. There we go. And I'm going to hit continue. And now I'm onboarding this thing. So I just went from poking around a website to exporting a Swagger file, refining that Swagger file. And now I'm loading it into our tool where it has now discovered there are 18 endpoints. Let me make this a little bit easier to look at. I could see all those endpoints down here. 6 are listed as critical. That doesn't mean they're broken in any way. What this means is these are performing high sensitivity functions, right? So you see some authorized, some token info here. I can click in here and learn more. And I always like to check out the security coverage. Those 18 endpoints have resulted in 2,300 plus different attack security assessments and attack simulations and things like BOLA and token tampering and SSRF and so forth. So folks, what do you think? Give me some feedback in here. Yeah, the combo of AppSec U with Bolt, and then you throw on the testing capability. Pretty epic stuff. Is this going to be available for Firefox? Jeff, I got to believe it will eventually. Right now, we're just focused on really like building out the functionality and making it as great as it can be. And yeah, hopefully you'll sign up for the beta. We love to get your feedback. How can we make this thing as great as it can be? It's free. I don't think that it will ever not be free. This is a killer utility. Some of the things that I think you'll see are things like direct import into AppSec GPT as well as into the testing tool. I don't know, Christine, what are you seeing?
So that was Tony's question was, is it integrated with the AppSec scanner on the back end? Not yet, but watch this space. So for sure, the flow that Dan just walked through, right? We're trying to create this suite of tools that makes that ultimate goal of testing as simple as possible. So
yeah, absolutely. And while I have you all here, I kind of want to, where the heck did my here? So if we come back to AppSec GPT, one of the things I really want to do, and I wonder if anyone here on this call has expertise or inclination, is expose AppSec GPT in Discord. There's got to be a way to like MacGyver that, to build the plumbing so that we could have a special Discord channel, or if you like use a certain hashtag. Oh, and what's the Discord? Yeah, we have a shortcut, don't we?
We do. I'm typing it in right now. Click on the link at the top, scrolling across the top of the screen, and you'll get it.
But does that work? So hold on. If you ever forget, you can actually just go to appysecuniversity.com/discord.
Discord. Yep.
And that will get you there. It's a redirect, but that's another way to get you there. But yeah, folks, if any of you know how to do that or want to be part of a project to help us wire the GPT into Discord, let me know. It'd be cool to partner up with you. It'd be a fun project. So that's that. That's man, the
And
demo
even
guys
beyond that, if
were.
there's other fun projects that you guys think of that you think would be valuable to the community, hit us up in Discord and tell us your ideas too. We have our ideas of what we'd love to see, but this is your community. It's for you guys. So make sure that you're active over in Discord and let's talk about what we can do to make it even more valuable for the community.
All right, Shaquille, interested in helping out with that? Shoot us a note. Let us know like what you have in mind, how you would approach it, and anybody else who's interested. We love collaborating with our community. I think this would be a really cool thing to do. And yeah, and share your like Bolt stories, success stories, your feedback. Share them with us. Share them in Discord. We don't care, right? We're not bashful here. We want your feedback, so definitely keep us updated. For those who weren't here for the first few minutes, Christine, let's give one more shout out for OWASP October.
Our quick plug. So October, as you all know, is Cybersecurity Month. We love to have fun with that every year at AppySecU and tie into, the overarching theme of October and Halloween. So this year we've got OWASP October for you. Every Tuesday and Thursday, we're going to be coming live here with really condensed half-hour sessions. We'll cover each OWASP 1 week. So next week, we're kicking it off on Tuesday, the 7th, with the biggie, OWASP #1, Bola. Our mascot there is Freddy Krueger. We'll have fun, spooky stories at the beginning. We'll share real world breaches, and then we're going to do hands-on labs with special guests each week. So we'll dive into how would you test for Bola, right? What would you do to prevent these exploits in your own APIs? Super excited for this. Again, these are rapid fire half-hour max sessions every Tuesday and Thursday. If you sign up for one, you can sign up for all of them. So you don't have to sign up for every single week or every single Tuesday, Thursday individually. It should be checked by default, I think, but it just says register for the session or for the entire series.
Yeah, and if you can't make them all, don't worry. Like everything, they're recorded. And I think at the very end, we're probably going to take them all and clean them up a little bit and turn them into a course or something, or some sort of like lab or something fun, right? There's going to be some great content coming out of this.
Yeah, I think that's the goal, is to have a great hands-on lab. We've got an awesome OWASP course. If you haven't taken it, take it. But it's definitely more of the practical knowledge of what each of the OWASPs are, and very aligned with the OWASP definitions and their education itself. This would be taking that a step further. So now that you know what OWASP #1 is, what does that really mean? How are people abusing this vulnerability? How do you secure your environment against these vulnerabilities? So something that's a little more practical and hands-on. We're excited.
Yeah, absolutely. And
yes, I will put the link in 1 second.
Right on. And this is Cyber Awareness Month. Christine and I, we do lots of private API security workshops. If you think your org needs to learn more, have its awareness raised about API risks, hit us up. We have a workshop link on I think it's under the resources section on AppySecU.
Yeah,
but
I'll grab it and throw it in here.
Yeah, if you think your org would benefit from this type of thing and you can help make it happen and schedule it and organize it, we'll be happy to support it. Right. So just let us know, send us a note or fill out the form, and we can. It doesn't have to be October per se, but we do lots of these things. They're free, and they're really great ways for you to become that security champion in your organization. Yeah, November will be for what? I think November will be for vacation or
taking a breath. November will be for giving thanks. I guess that's a US thing, but giving thanks and being grateful for our community and everything that you guys contribute to things like AppySecU GPT, our Discord, Bolt, hopefully, as you all tested and provide us feedback, our free tool that everybody in the community so generously tested when it was in beta. And you can see how far it's come from when we launched it a little over a year ago. If you haven't, if you don't have our free testing tool, absolutely go out and get that.
Yeah,
But yeah,
Absolutely. You're
I think it's gratitude. November will be our month of gratitude.
Yeah, it is an American thing, but it's probably most Americans' favorite holiday because it's not commercialized. It's just about gratitude.
Yep.
And we are grateful to all you guys make this super fun by showing up and being so active and energetic and supportive. And we have Ewan on this call, right? He just donated his time and expertise in that Sec DevOps course, which if you haven't take it, it's freaking awesome. Corey's putting the final touches on a new course on MCP securities. Expect that to show up sometime in October. Yeah, you get a lot of emails from us, but we got a lot of stuff going on, and hopefully,
So
it's not too much. But yeah,
we do.
we
Thank Yeah. Oh, so for everyone who signed up for the beta, I can see that a ton of you have filled out the type form. Give Dan and I, like today and tomorrow, we'll sift through them. We'll reach out to all of you individually and we'll get you connected with it as quickly as we can. But yep, I see lots and lots of people in the beta, so that's awesome.
Yeah, indeed. All right, gang. I think that covers it for
Yeah,
today. Thank you, Christine, for joining me. Always fun. Thank you all for being
awesome.
here.
I love hearing about all these new breaches and super interested that we've had a couple big breaches targeting SSO because that's the keys to the kingdom, man. If you get that wrong,
It
then
goes
we
back to a lot of people say, "Oh, do I not have to worry about my internal APIs?" And I was with Jose, my colleague in London last week, and those internal APIs aren't as internal as you think.
great point.
And there's lots of examples. You saw them here today. All right.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks everyone. Have a
Take care,
great
everybody.
weekend.
Have a good rest of the day.